Hi, I'm Doug from Dynamic Computing, and welcome to a special midweek episode of 10-Minute Amiga Retro Cast. You don't get too many of these. Normally I just have time to do them on the weekends. But today's a special day. My good friend Sanxion, also known in some circles as Tim Drew, but his real friends just call him Sanxion, I'm sure. He got in touch with me a couple of weeks back and said that he had a spare Amiga 600 he was willing to part with for a really, really reasonable amount of money. And considering here in the United States, whenever an Amiga 600 shows up on eBay, that thing sells for $300, $350 easy. I've bid on probably half a dozen of them. Once it gets above a certain range, not worth it. The Amiga 600 is one of the few. It's actually the last Amiga PC I don't have in my collection. I do not have a CD TV, and I also don't have a CD32, but for their actual computers, not their consoles, this finishes up my collection. Let's open it up and take a look. Now, our good friend Tim is known for packing things very, very well. In some of his unpacking videos, I've seen him where he sent other people things. It's always quite a good packing job, so I expect this to arrive intact. Now, Tim, you know from Pixel Gaiden, who is one of the co-hosts on Pixel Gaiden, and you also know him for being a part of The Future Was 8-Bit. I think he's probably the brains behind the whole operation. That's my suspicion. So let's take a look what we have here. Oh, look at this. Shipped to Cody Hoffman. He's the other Pixel Gaiden guy. He used that as packing material. And we got some nice bubble wrap, which I will reuse here. Oh, let's see what we got inside of here. Oh my goodness. Tim, thank you, my friend. Thank you. Look what we got here. A bag of crunchies. Now I don't just have to hear the guys on Pixel Gaiden talk about how delicious all this candy from England is. Now I get to try it for myself if I can keep it away from my family. We'll see about that. Yummy, yummy, yummy. And VIC-20 mouse pad. I now have like I think 4 or maybe 5 of these The Future Was 8-Bit mouse pads. Absolutely love them. I use my pet mouse pad on my Amiga 1000 all the time, and I've got my Kung Fu Flash mouse pad that I use in my Commodore 64. Love them. Oh my goodness. Look what we have here. We have some tapes, and yes, I have a tape drive for my Commodore 64. I absolutely do. Tales of the Arabian Nights from Interceptor Software contains speech. No hardware required. I think this is going to require a video of its own. That is, oh my goodness, that is so cool, Tim. Then we've got The Secret Diary of Adrian Mole, age 13 3/4, the computer game. I love it. Also on tape. To be honest, the only Commodore 64 tape I own is a copy of Telengard, which you guys have seen in a previous episode. Everything else on tape was from my VIC-20. Fruit Machine Simulator. This is going to be a blast because I love slot machines, as we call them here. That's going to be a real treat right there for the Commodore 64. And then we've got Kickstart from Mastertronic, also for the Commodore 64. I'm going to have too much fun with my tape drive in my Commodore 64. Yes, now we have some Cadbury, dairy milk, and fruit and nut. These are very, very high-class candies, yes, of course. So I'm probably going to eat the whole thing in one sitting. And what have we got here? Holy moly. Tingtagle Brewery Castle Gold, the real ale from the home of King Arthur. Alcohol 4.2% by volume. Yummy, Yummy, yummy. That's going to be good. I'm going to get blitzed from my next video. Oh, see what he did here? Look at this. We've got the Amiga 600 in pieces. We've got the top cover and we've got the bottom cover. Both of these absolutely look really good. I mean, just the slightest bit of yellowing, maybe here and here, but other than that, that looks absolutely gorgeous. Serial number 264924, made in the Philippines. Very, very nice. This packing material is actually really cool. It's a metallic bubble wrap. I have not seen that much over here. We're going to see what's inside. And we've got a lovely Amiga 600 keyboard. Wow, that's really in good shape too. Again, minimal yellowing. I could probably put this out in the Tucson sun for about 2 days, and that would take care of that. But the keyboard looks like it's in good condition. Let's see if there's any yummy, delicious crumbs inside here we could snack on. Nope, looks pretty clean, just dust. One more bag. Let's open her up. I would guess this has the motherboard in here. Look at all that beautiful tape from thefuturewas8bit.com. If you don't shop here for your 8-bit retro stuff, you need to shop here. Last but not least, it is the beautiful Amiga 600 motherboard itself. Commodore 1991, very good. Junebug. Oh, can I show my wang on a YouTube video? I'm really not too sure. PCMCIA socket. We've got a 1991 Kickstart here, version 2.05, probably the one that came with it. 68,000 chip, IDE. Oh, this is going to be so much fun. We're going to have an absolute ball with this, and I have big, big plans for it. So Tim, my friend, thank you so much. This is probably the best $4,872 I've ever spent to have something shipped over from Europe. This is fantastic. We're going to have a blast with it. I'm going to have a blast with the candy, and I'm going to have a blast with the beer. But wait, you say, there's another box here. What could it be? A package from Amigastore.eu. Let's open her up and see what's inside. Now, I love all of my friends who own Amiga-centric stores, both here in the United States and over in Europe. Amigastore.eu I've been doing business with for years. They're great guys. I got my Classic 520 card from them. I bought a copy of Amiga OS 3.2 from them. I actually do a fair amount of business with them. Everyone's got their specialties, and for new Amiga hardware, I often go to these guys. Let's see what's inside the box. I bet it's stuff specifically for an Amiga 600. And this is so cool. I wasn't expecting this box until Monday. Now, when Tim sent the Amiga, I knew it would be here either yesterday or today. But this was not due here till Monday. Then I got this message this morning from DHL. Oh, we're delivering your box early. And it came in the same day that the Amiga 600 did, which was absolutely perfect. Let's see what we've got in here. Da-da-da-da. Software para Acceleradoras Furia. Boy, that sounds romantic, doesn't it? Do I sound like Antonio Banderas or what? So we've got ourselves a Furia in here. And as you know, the Furias are notoriously picky for which CF cards they use. So I went ahead and just ordered a CF card that's known to work properly. Let's take a look at our little Furia. I've never seen one in the flesh. Here we go. That's the Furia itself. It's got a nice big fat juicy heatsink on here. It's got a 68882 because I'm one of those weird people who really uses an FPU a lot. A lot of my software requires it that I use on a regular basis. This has a 68030 on it, running at 33 megahertz. It clips right down over your 68,000 CPU. And from what I understand, it requires a tube of KY jelly, a shoehorn, a sledgehammer, and a 400-pound weight to actually install one of these properly. So we're going to see how that goes in my next video about my Amiga 600. And we've got a little IDE adapter. Now, I've got about 30 of these already, but I thought I'd try a new one. This is just a nice little adapter to use a CF card with IDE. We've got a floppy cable because I don't have many of them that are designed just for the Amiga. And if you'll remember, when I unboxed the Amiga 600, there was no floppy in there, and that is absolutely true. So what are we going to do? Instead of a floppy, we're going the Gotek route. Let's get this little guy out here. This is a nice little Gotek. It's got the OLED display on it that allows you to actually see the program that you're loading. I think those are so much nicer than the ones that just have the 3-digit code. And a pretty standard one, designed to fit right in the Amiga 600's motherboard. And you see my video there on my Gotek review there. This, I assume, is going to work the same. And is there more? Is there more? Yes, there is. And I don't remember what it is. Ah, of course I do remember what it is. This is the EX601 all-in-one expansion for the Amiga 600. This goes in the expansion slot in the bottom. It adds 1 megabyte of additional RAM. It adds a real-time clock. There's the battery for the real-time clock. It adds a socket for the Indivision ECS scan doubler, which is really kind of cool to add in there. I'm really going to think about that. Then it adds two, count them, two clock ports on here, which is kind of fun. Now, I have no idea. I have not tried fitting any of this in because I'm just opening it up. But I don't know, in theory, maybe I could even use a Rapid Road or something like that with this. Or you could use the cool new sensors that I reviewed a couple of weeks ago that are designed for the Amiga 1200. It's a temperature sensor that Amiga Kit provides. I figure as long as I'm expanding the Amiga 600, I may as well expand it as much as I humanly can. Not too shabby. And then lastly, we've got a Kickstart 3.2 ROM for the Amiga 600. You notice that on the Amiga 600, it had the Kickstart 2.05 ROM in here, which was dandy, but, you know, go all the way or just go home. That's what I say. And since I bought my Amiga OS 3.2 from them originally, they burned me a new ROM really inexpensively. So we have a veritable treasure trove of Amiga 600 goodies here, all in pieces, all ready to be put together and make an incredibly nice little Amiga 600 that's going to make a really nice addition to my collection. Thank you, Tim Drew. You are really awesome. And thank you, Amigastore.eu. And you owe a huge thank you to Tim Drew, because if he had not cut me such a good deal on this, I wouldn't have ordered all this stuff. Awesome, guys. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. So we're going to do a video putting this thing together ourselves and seeing if she works. Now, I may get the bare Amiga 600 put together first. I don't think I'll do that on camera, but all of the add-ons and accessories and everything else about it, we're going to do that together in a video in the next week or so. So I look forward to that one. Thanks again, guys. Tim, you went above and beyond the Call of Duty with all of the cool stuff that you shipped. I appreciate it. You will be paid back in spades, I promise. But until next time, this is Doug from 10 Minute Amiga Retro Cast, signing out to drool over my new toys.